Joseph was brought down to Egypt. Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's, the captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him from the hand of the Ishmaelites that had brought him down there. God was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man. Joseph found favor in his sight. He ministered to him, and he made him overseer over his house. God blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. God was with Joseph and showed kindness to him and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. It happened after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker offended their lord, the king of Egypt. He put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. They stayed in prison many days. They both dreamed a dream. Joseph came in to them in the morning and saw them, and saw that they were sad. "Why do you look so sad today?" They said to him, "We have dreamed a dream, and there's no one who can interpret it." Joseph said to them, "Don't interpretations belong to God? Please tell it to me." The chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph. "In my dream, a vine was in front of me, and in the vine were 3 branches. It was as though it budded. Its blossoms shot forth, and its clusters brought forth ripe grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand." Joseph said to him, "The 3 branches are 3 days. Pharaoh will lift and restore you to your office. You will give Pharaoh's cup into his hand, the way you did when you were his cupbearer. And please show kindness to me, and make mention of me to Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed, I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon." When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said to Joseph, "I also was in my dream, and behold, 3 baskets of white bread were on my head. In the uppermost basket there was all kinds of baked food for Pharaoh, and the birds ate them out of the basket on my head." It happened the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast for all his servants. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position again. Yet the chief cupbearer didn't remember Joseph, but forgot him. It happened at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed. And he sent and called for all of Egypt's magicians and wise men. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but there was no one who could interpret them to Pharaoh. Then the chief cupbearer spoke to Pharaoh, saying, "I remember Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, me and the chief baker. We dreamed a dream in one night. There was with us there a young man, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams." Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I have dreamed a dream, and there is no one who can interpret it. I have heard it said of you, that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it." Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, "It isn't in me. God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace." Pharaoh spoke to Joseph, "In my dream, I stood on the brink of the river. There came up out of the river 7 cattle, fat and sleek. 7 other cattle came up after them, poor and very ugly and thin. The thin and ugly cattle ate up the first 7 fat cattle. I saw in my dream 7 heads of grain came up on one stalk, full and good. 7 heads of grain, withered, thin and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 good heads of grain. Joseph said to Pharaoh, "What God is about to do, he has declared to Pharaoh. The 7 good cattle are 7 years, and the 7 good heads of grain are 7 years. The 7 thin and ugly cattle that came up after them, and also the 7 empty heads of grain, they will be 7 years of famine. Let Pharaoh look for a discreet and wise man, and set him over the land of Egypt, and let him appoint overseers for the land. And take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt's produce in the 7 plenteous years. The food will be for a store to the land against the 7 years of famine." The thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Because God has shown you all of this, there is none so discreet and wise as you. You shall be over my house, and according to your word will all my people be ruled. Only in the throne I will be greater than you. I have set you over all the land of Egypt." Pharaoh took off his signet ring from his hand, and put it on Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in robes of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. He set him over all the land of Egypt. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I am Pharaoh, and without you shall no man lift up his hand or his foot in all the land of Egypt."